Greetings, everyone. The price you pay for ignorance, for being ignorant, is astronomical in magnitude. In other words, you cannot afford to be ignorant. You can afford to say, I am ignorant, but I am in pursuit of truth and wisdom, but you cannot afford to simply just be ignorant. The price you pay for ignorance is astronomical in magnitude. It's very, very, very expensive to be ignorant. Very expensive. The price you pay is astronomical. Fortune doesn't seem to favor those that are ignorant. And I have so many examples I can share with you here. The most relatable one is in regards to the drinking the toxic juice. Most people that are drinking the toxic juice are ignorant. At least half of them are just completely ignorant. Maybe the other half has some exposure to alternative narratives, but I would say half those drinking the apple juice are simply ignorant. And whatever price they pay, whatever it ends up being, whether it has a sterilization effect, that would be the best case scenario. It just sterilizes people. Whether it just weakens their immune system for the rest of their life or whether it perishes them, that's a dear price to pay for being ignorant. And that's just like one example, right? One example. And being ignorant of, let's say, certain truths, even certain truths that you may deem to be unimportant. Like, for instance, the fact that we don't live on a round ball. You may deem that to be unimportant. Yeah, like, what does it make a difference to me if we're in a donut shaped universe, or whether we're in a flat universe, or whether we're on a round ball? Like, it doesn't really make much of a difference to my life, right? Yeah, I used to think that. That's why I put the pursuit of truth in that sense for many, many years. I put it on the back burner. I just couldn't bother to look into it because I'm like, it's unimportant. I want to be peaceful. I want to be happy in the moment. Why does it matter to me? But it does matter because if you're ignorant of truth in general, your entire experience is being dictated by lies and deception, and lies and deception create a vibration. Okay? We don't like to be lied to, and we don't like to lie. Most humans, the majority of humans who at least have a heart chakra, don't like. We just gotta get out of this car's way. Most humans with a heart chakra. Give me a second, guys. Buenas tardes. Yeah, so most humans who have a heart chakra, which would be like the majority of humans, right? Don't like to lie and don't like to be lied to. Catch yourself telling a lie to anything. It could be to your mom. Your mom's asking you, did you smoke weed? And you say no. And feel even though you smoked, feel the vibrations in your body, particularly in your belly area, in your heart area. There's tension there. It doesn't feel good. And if the receiver of this lie is particularly paying attention and particularly intuitive enough, they will somehow pick up on that lie. They may not be able to say for certain you're lying to them, but they may have a suspect. They may suspect it. Not every time you suspect someone's lying, they're actually lying, but there is something about that. Like, my mom almost always knew that I was lying to her, and I never felt good lying to her. So it's a vibration, and so if you're living, if your entire worldview is being dictated by lies and deception, your entire experience has that element of deception in it. Okay? and it can affect you subconsciously, not necessarily consciously. So to be ignorant, it's unaffordable. It really, you cannot afford to be ignorant. And in this day and age, the Kali Yuga, the age of darkness, the age where, whether you want to take this metaphorically or literally, Satan rules over, has dominion over the earth. It is difficult to actually get down to the bottom of it, to be able to actually get the truth of things, of how things are. There is objective reality and there's subjective reality. Objective reality is awareness and isness. Subjective reality is everything else. So you may say, well, no, but you know what, Said? There is, you create your reality with your beliefs. So if you believe the earth is round, we are collectively creating that reality. If we believe the earth is donut shaped, you're creating that reality. And if you believe the earth is flat, you're creating that reality too. So all of these realities are equal in magnitude. They're all subjective anyway, because mind creates matter. Look, our entire reality is a simulation, it's an illusion. So, yes, it is all subjective, but within that subjectivity, there is some objectivity to it as well. Let me explain. If you ate 5 mangoes and 10 apples, let's say, yesterday, and someone asks you, what did you eat yesterday? And you answer anything other than 5 mangoes and 10 apples, you haven't reported the objective reality within the relative reality. We're in a relative reality, we're in a subjective reality. It doesn't exist. Why? Because everything is always changing, everything is always moving, and we're always shifting into different timelines with our thoughts. But within that, there is something called objective reality. So when you report and say, I ate 5 mangoes and 10 apples, that is the truth, because we're in what is called consensual reality. We all agree that there is this reality. We all agree there's past, present, and future, even though it doesn't really exist. So, according to that consensual reality that is agreed upon by all the participants, you have to tell the truth about what you ate yesterday and report the objective reality as far as we're concerned, because we have to treat this reality like it's the only reality, because we're chose to play the game and we incarnated into this simulation, kind of like The Sims, and we have to treat it as real. And if you say anything other than, if you report and you say I had a burger, you're not telling the truth. You're not telling the truth. But you may say, well, but you know what? It's our thoughts create reality anyway. I might as well create a reality in my mind where I can imagine myself eating a burger and I'm reporting what's true. No, you're not reporting what's true. There is like contracts. We sign contracts. We come here, we sign contracts. So in a way, we are agreeing to play the game by the rules of this game, and the rules of this game happen to be, we perceive past and future as distinct, as separate. And when somebody asks you, what did you do yesterday? You report the truth, because we all make believe that this reality is the only reality and it's the only objective reality. So that means, therefore, we must be living on something. It has to be shaped a certain way. There has to be something to it. There has to be some rules to it, and therefore either we live on a round ball, or we live in a donut-shaped world, or we live, some say it's egg-shaped, right? And then you have like the Bible and the Hindus and many like ancient cultures, they say it's flat with a firmament. One of those have to be correct. One of those have to be the truth. All right, one of those have to be the objective truth. Wink, wink, objective truth. Again, wink, wink, meaning we're all making believe this is real. We all come here. We create. There's a consensual reality, and so there is such thing as objective truth within the subjective reality that we're in, within the illusion that we're in. Okay, so you can't be ignorant. You have to pursue truth, no matter how elusive truth is, no matter how difficult it is to find what actually is true, to live it, to know it. But you must at least continue to pursue truth and not get caught on everything being too like relative, because No, there is such thing. Okay, imagine we would go on about life, and you ask me what did you eat yesterday, and I created three different versions of what I ate yesterday. One was what I actually ate, and the other two I just like sat down for whatever reason and visualized myself eating a scenario where I ate only fruits, a scenario where I ate steak, and a scenario where I ate bread. Right? And any of those that if you were to ask me and I would tell you, they would all be relatively true, all of them. No, one of them is what actually took place. Okay, so continue to pursue truth. It's really expensive. I mean, people pay literally with their lives and pain. They pay with their blood, with their sweat, and with their tears due to their ignorance. How many people are dying of heart disease? How many people are dying of diabetes? How many people are suffering? I have a grandfather, he's over 90. For the last 30 years, his life has been nothing but suffering, absolute suffering and pain, physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain, like the true meaning of suffering and pain, because he was ignorant about human health. He was ignorant about his health decisions and lifestyle. And it's a very expensive price to pay to be ignorant. And most humans are paying a dear price for their ignorance. So we are all kept in the dark on purpose by certain individuals, certain groups that hide knowledge, hide wisdom, hide truth, but it's always there and it has to be there. And part of the rules of the game, even these groups, they make it difficult for you to find the truth, but they have to keep it there. It's just certain cosmic rules of the creator and the simulator of this game that must be followed by all participating parties. Thus, you can start a reference point saying, you know what, I don't know. I'm ignorant about this and I'm ignorant about that and I'm ignorant about that, but I'm going to explore all different avenues and see what resonates. And sometimes something resonates, and then a year later something resonates, something more resonates strongly or deeply. So for instance, when I was changing, my food habits, I went from a sad diet to a less sad diet. And I resonated with it. So I said, no more McDonald's. I stopped McDonald's. I said, no more fast food, no more pizza. Instead, um, I'm going to make my own burgers at home or something. I'll just buy the meat, I'll make my own burgers. I won't fry them, I'll just bake them, and I'll put them inside the buns, those white buns, right? I'll put all kinds of like ketchup and mayonnaise on them and I'd eat them. And you know what? That resonated at some point and it was a healthier choice. My health improved as a result. Then I followed what resonated deeper and deeper and deeper as I continue to go on. Okay, so there are relative truths. That's where you get into the concept of relativity. But even then, you go from one truth to one truth to one truth. You will find within the relative subjective reality we're in, there is some kind of objective truth. There's some kind of objective truths. Let's say, what did I eat yesterday? This, and that. That's what happened. I'm reporting what I had experienced. Here, I'm not going to report to you all the alternative timelines and what I had imagined I ate. And that's, so this is in consensual reality. We agree to these things. And we are experiencing something similar. We experience the perception of past and we experience the perception of future. Therefore, if I lied to you, I'm putting out a negative vibration and you might be picking up on that. Even though from a different perspective, you say, well, it's all subjective anyway. What you imagine versus what actually happens is all the same anyway. No. Not necessarily. So anyway, the conclusion of this philosophical rant is emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. And You have to understand that we have all been kept in the dark. And so it's okay to be ignorant. It's okay to start off saying, I really don't know anything. I'm going to challenge and question everything. And then you start to, and ask sincerely. Be like, I just want to know the truth. I'm not attached to any particular reality or anything. I just want to know the truth. Be sincere in your pursuit of truth. Be sincere. Whatever it is, it is. You just want to know what is the truth. Are we living on a ball? Are we living on a flat plane? Are we living in an egg-shaped domain? Are we living in a donut-shaped domain? What's going on here? I just want to know. I don't care if it's this or that. I just want to know. And when you're sincere in your pursuit of truth, you'll be guided. You'll be guided. And along the way, you'll be deceived. You might think you have stumbled upon the truth, and a few years later, realize, oh no, actually, that wasn't even the truth. Okay. Yeah. So don't be ignorant, because you're gonna pay with it with your blood, sweat, and tears, and there's a lot to pay. Humanity is paying all this with its blood, with its sweat, and with its tears. Like with the sweat, like those labor workers that are literally treated like slaves. They're paying with their sweat, and then you pay with the tears, with the pain. Okay, that's the video. If you want to donate to this channel, you can do so down below in the comments. And I do one-on-one video consultations if you're interested as well. You'll find the links in the description. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.